Good morning, dear students. We'll continue with the prepositions in your English language. Chapter 15. Relation expressed by prepositions. We have completed the place and time. Now it is agency and instrumentality. Agency and instrumentality means the things that we use for completing a task. Sometimes we use the things in doing some work. So at that time we use by, with, etc. So I sent a parcel by post. I heard this news through a friend. We sold goods at the function. Cut the tomatoes in half with a knife. The cottage was destroyed by fire. Then we have manner, the manner in which something is done. Indian soldiers fought how? With courage. Our team won with ease. Then we have the prepositions that are used to show possession. She carried no weapon on her person. He is a man of means. Our team won with ease. I met the girl with red hair. So there is a note. No preposition used with the words outside, inside, downstairs, upstairs, home and uptown. Then position of the preposition. Where do we place these prepositions? A preposition is generally placed before the noun or pronoun it governs. She died of cholera. It is governing the word cholera. Delhi is famous for the Red Fort. Red Fort, for the Red Fort. Gorang went up the hill. Where he went? Up the hill. I am tired of writing letters. Tired of writing what? Letters. To him. To whom? To him. So, him, letters are the words it governs. There are some exceptions. A preposition is placed at the end of a sentence. If a preposition governs a relative pronoun is which, that, whose, whom, etc. Here is a mobile which you were looking for, which is speaking about a mobile, and here we have placed the preposition at the end of the sentence. This is a man who or whom I spoke to. Then when the relative pronoun is that. Here is the pen that you were looking for. And the child tore the paper that I was writing on. When a relative pronoun is understood, sometimes some sentences will not have relative pronoun, but it is understood in the sentence. At that time, we use the prepositions at the end of the sentence. That is the girl whom, about whom I was speaking about. That is the house Saurav or Suresh lives in. So here which is understood. If a preposition governs an interrogative pronoun like what, where, etc. So or an adverb. What are you looking at? Interrogative pronoun. What is there? So at it has come at the end of the sentence. Where are you going to? So whenever we have relative pronouns, which, whom, who, that, etc. And when relative pronouns is understood, and also interrogative pronouns when we use, we have the prepositions at the end of the sentence. Then when the preposition is used with the infinitive placed at the end, infinitive is formed by adding to the verb. When along with the verb we add to, then it becomes infinitive. So in a sentence, whenever we have an infinitive, we use the preposition at the end. For example, the knife is to cut with. To cut is the infinitive and with is the preposition. Do you have a chair to sit on? To sit. Okay. I have no money to support you with. To support is the infinitive, and therefore the preposition is placed at the end. Now, the following prepositions require special notice: in and at. When do we use in and at? In and at when we are using for a place. For a bigger area we use in, and a smaller area we use at. For example, I live at Paricha in Jhansi. I live at Jhansi in UP. I live at UP in India. So when two places are mentioned, the bigger place will have the preposition in, and the smaller place will have at. Beside and besides. Beside means by the side of or close to me. Besides means in addition to, other than that. Okay. Beside, example, he was sitting beside me, by the side of me, and besides him, there are 4 members in the family. Besides, other than him, there are 4 more members. By and with. With often denotes the instrument and by the agent. So when we have the person who does the action, for that we use by, and when we use something for doing an action, then we use it as with. He was shot by a terrorist, an agent, with a gun, with an instrument, that is gun. Between and among. This you have to keep in mind. Between is used for 2 people and among is used more than 2. Okay. There was a quarrel between them. That means only 2 people were there. When there are many children, for example, in a class, how do we say? The children were speaking Hindi among themselves. Then in and into. In is a resting position. For example, I am in the class. I am in the class already. But when I say I entered into the class, when in a moving position, when we use the verbs which expresses movement, then we use into. So the boy jumped into the river. He is already in the river swimming. Okay, so etc. So when already you are in somewhere, already in a resting position, then it is in, and when we use the verbs that are expressing movement, then we use into. In and within, when it denotes the place, then denotes the time. In is at the end of the period of time, and within means before the period of time. For example, I will come in a week. In a week means at the end of the week. Within a week means before the week ends, I will be there. So these are some of the prepositions when we use them in the sentences.